There was a time in parts of this country when the sight of a wild turkey was common and the birds flourished. But around 1909, due to overhunting and habitat destruction, the birds were extirpated and for the most part only considered one of the joys of the good old days, and an opportunity current hunters like myself could only dream of. In the early 1980s, the OFAH, along with the MNR, began plans to reintroduce the wild turkey to south central Ontario, and in 1984, released the first 4,000 birds over about 300 different locations. Now, nearly 3 decades later, the province of Ontario has a flourishing population of an estimated 70,000 turkeys, and also offers spring and fall hunts in most wildlife management units, from Windsor to Cornwall and as far north as North Bay to Sudbury.
Hey, there's the fish.
Nicely done, Mike.
This country was built on fishing, hunting, and trapping. I don't forget where I came from, and I still remember the days where I had to book what little vacation time I had to go on deer hunts and fishing trips with my friends. And it reminds me of how important this is to me. Fortunately, I've been able to make a living in the outdoors and have gained invaluable knowledge. And I'm going to share my successes and failures with you. Oh, watch out! Whether you're urban or rural, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management. I am proud to say that I am an angler and hunter.
The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, a proud partner of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Winchester Ammunition, an American legend. Browning Firearms, the best there is. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha ATVs, what kind of Yamaha are you? And Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience.
Yours is bigger. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Okay, here comes fish.
Recently, we invited other outboard owners to look deeper into Mercury Verado.
The mid-range throttle response is amazing.
Got a lot of power for low RPM.
Whoa.
I can't get over the power that it has, how quickly it accelerates.
The torque is unbelievable.
Verado is up to 13% quicker than other four-strokes. Visit mercurymarine.com to see more ways Verado beats the competition. Mercury Marine, look deeper.
Feel that bad boy? Woo.
It's not about the shot itself. It's about all that came before it. A company that's given back to conservation so that the tradition of hunting will continue. A leader in innovation since its founding. It's the legendary excellence you've come to expect. You've got that history in your hands. Now it's about settling the crosshairs, focusing on that moment in time, and one legendary trigger pull that changes you. Winchester, the American legend.
Voltaire presents Fight Night.
I think I speak for fight fans everywhere when I say we saw one of the most insane fights in all of mixed martial arts history here tonight.
You said it, Greg. The defending lightweight world champion Frankie the Butcher Nelson taking on the Voltaire fishing rod by Shimano in one of the craziest fights I've ever seen.
Is that jiu-jitsu? Muay Thai? I don't know what to call it.
I call it crazy.
We'll definitely be seeing more of the Voltaires in future fights to come.
Voltaires, the next level of tough.
A priceless experience on the water. That's the Lund Tai. Fishermen and families everywhere are raving about the all-new Lund Tai. Celebrating 60 years. Since 1948, Lund, the ultimate fishing experience.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is provided by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine.
Welcome back to Angler and Hunter Television. I'm your host, Mike Miller. Now, you're probably used to seeing me in a boat with a fishing rod in my hand, but I really love turkey hunting. Problem is, like a lot of you, I don't have my own property to hunt on. I'm going to share a little secret with you to get permission to hunt on farms just like this, if you're a member of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. I think I speak for the majority of hunters out there in that I don't have my own farm or a parcel of land where I can hunt regularly. So it's always been Crown land or by invitation that I had any hunting opportunities. There is a way, though, that those less privileged hunters like myself can gain access to thousands of acres of prime hunting areas right in your own backyards. I asked good friend Stephen Bates from Ontario Out of Doors Magazine to join me on a hunt. We drove some back roads and scanned the fields for toms actively strutting. Once we located a couple areas that had some birds, we simply approached the owners and explained what we'd like to do.
Look at the size of that bird. Oh, Mike, that's that big one from this morning. It's the Jake and the great big, look at him strutting. Oh, that's a big bird.
The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters has made it easy by offering a land use permission document that's available on their website and printable. Farmers and those who own property are usually more than open to the idea of allowing people to hunt on their land, and having a document that states they give you permission will clear any confusion or issues in regards to boundaries or trespassing. And there's also an advantage, however, if you are a member of the OFAH, and that is the liability insurance coverage. Landowners will often be skeptical and have concerns about liability and lawsuits, etc. With the OFH permission document, there is a statement and disclosure that as an OFH member, you are covered under the $3 million OFH public liability policy, and that if anything was to happen, it would be covered. After showing the permission document and a little small talk, Steve and I had permission to hunt 2 fantastic farms in the Peterborough area. Our first location was what we thought was a slam dunk. We had a small field with 3 or 4 hens and 1 big tom working in it. Our plan was to set up in the evening and then make it out before sunrise near the area we last spotted them. The sun rose and there was an eerie stillness to the morning. I had not heard any gobbles and my calls seemed pointless. But suddenly there was some movement off to my right. These birds looked to be hens or maybe jakes with no beards, but the tom was nowhere to be seen. What a morning.
Unbelievable.
I set up right underneath those trees where we put that tom to bed last night, but he never flew down. There was a couple hens and maybe a jake, but they were too far and they never came in.
I was at the bottom of the field. I sat there, I gave 2 clucks, nothing. I put a box call in, all 3 of their heads went up, and I couldn't quite see it. And then all of a sudden I saw their heads, gave another cluck, and they came running right down. I had the safety off, looked at them, they all turned and couldn't find a beard in any one of them. They were all hens.
Man.
Oh, broke my heart. Well, they were Tom's there last night.
I don't know where he went.
I don't know.
Well, we better check some more farms. Maybe
I got another good farm. Yeah, there's some big Toms. I think they're there. We'll give it a shot.
All right.
About 5 miles away.
Beauty. After meeting up with Steve and discussing our lack of success, we decided to head over to the second farm and get set up for an afternoon hunt. It was not long, and within minutes of getting the camera gear in place and my blind set, that I heard some distant gobbling. I responded and soon had a gobbler moving my way from the back of a pine plantation. This was taking quite a while, but the bird was responding well and moving my way pretty quickly. What a magnificent bird! He stuck tight to the fence and had a jake with him. The jake was easily fooled and headed for my decoys, but this big tom, he didn't want to commit. I had him quartered to me at about 25 yards, but the camera just couldn't see it. The bird wasn't in the shot. I waited, I called, and I tried to get him in line of sight, but he was just too wary. Turkey hunting to me is one of the most exciting hunts. Not only are you trying to fool a bird into range, but you have to be so careful as to your movement and your positioning. The perfect shot rarely presents itself, so trying to position for it is a challenge. This bird never did come into range, and although it was my first day and the option of taking a Jake was there, I opted to wait for another chance at a gobbler. Probably not the wisest decision.
Excalibur Crossbow presents The Hunting Edge.
Bow hunting has to be one of the most exciting ways to get up close and personal with wild game, and Excalibur Crossbows wants you to have the edge on your next outing. One thing to consider when bow hunting is that your maximum range is about 40 yards, so drawing an animal in and knowing your range is critical. Using scent is a proven method for piquing an animal's curiosity, which will bring them closer to you. You can take care of both these scenarios by using a product like these scent bombs from Tinks. They have a sealable lid and a built-in scent wick. They're also bright orange and have a light reflective strip on them. All you do is fill them up with your favorite attractant and then set them out at 20, 30, and 40 yards. Now when the animal moves in to investigate, you'll have the edge and know exactly when it's safe to pull the trigger.
More great hunting action when we return.
I guess my first Yamaha was 1986, and after that it was Yamahas to no end. When I look at timber property that I'm going to buy or be harvesting, you need a good, reliable machine to get you through the swamps. Pretty rough going some places. Different people have asked me about, why I buy Yamaha. Keep buying them because of the reliability, and the product that they make is just what we want. I'm Barry Elmhurst, owner and operator of BW Forest Products, and this is my Yamaha.
Folks, I'm Dan Wallace, and I make my living in the backwoods. And people ask me, why do you use a recurve limb crossbow? Better question is, why would you use compound? Look, I'm tough on equipment, and I need a crossbow as tough and reliable as my four-wheel drive. If I happen to drop it out of a tree, or accidentally dry fire, or run over it with your pickup truck, try that with a compound crossbow, and you'll be the proud owner of 100 little parts. So do yourself a favor and pick up an Excalibur, and find out why they're the four-wheel drive of crossbows.
They're up there, I've been to their ship. I've seen things. I've smelled things.
Look, I'm trying to forage here.
They fool you with the smell. They got me, but I escaped.
Yeah, from the loony bin.
The scent was like a blood trail, but it's deception.
Get away from me.
Beware, my friend. Trust no one. Trust no one.
Calling turkey is almost an art, and I'll be the first to tell you that I'm no expert, and I usually learn from my mistakes and successes in the field. I've seen birds walk away from some of the most skilled callers, and then others strut right into range of some of the worst calling I've ever heard. Which would be my own. There are several methods to calling turkey: box calls, diaphragm calls, slates, and yelpers. Each makes a unique sound and can work on any given day. The diaphragm is my personal favorite, but can be tough to manipulate once it's wet. For getting a bird's attention, I suggest a box call, and for tricking a bird that's just out of range or hung up near cover, a couple light yelps out of an easy yelper can be killer. Trying to break birds apart from a large flock is super tough, and I've been faced with this on several occasions this week. The birds were exceptionally wary and staying on high ground. I often think it's a safety measure for birds in areas with high coyote numbers, and in this shoot, it held true as there were plenty of coyotes patrolling the edges of these fields. Look at this. You might not always see the game you want when you're out in the field, but there is always something to see. A deer shed its antlers here. Looks like a squirrel or a porcupine or something's been chewing on it. And right over here to my right is his other one. So they must have both fallen off at the same time. Not bad, little 4-pointer. Oh, make that a 6-pointer.
Man, I'm beat.
2 days in, did you think we wouldn't have a bird yet?
No, I can't believe it. And last night, I had all of those birds coming down. They just wouldn't come to the decoys, you know, and I'm wondering because they're so high up on the ridge and they always come down to where I sit, that I'm wondering whether because, you know, we've got so much predation now with coyotes and what have you, that they're staying high so they can escape quickly. You know, I don't know, but it's the only thing I can think of.
It makes a lot of sense. I had 2 big toms spend most of the morning in front of me, but they would never come close enough. I mean, they might have been wary, but they stayed close to the fringe and out into the high side of that field as well. So
yeah. The only other thing that with the ones I had is I had 2 jakes and a hen, and I had 2 jakes and a hen as decoys. That hen didn't want to come down because she didn't want to share, or the 2 jakes didn't want to leave the hen because they said those jakes down there already got a hen. So
yeah,
you know,
either way,
he's one or the other.
There's no explaining it. I just think we just got to put our time in.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds. We'll get them.
Gulp Alive presents The Fishing Edge.
Got him! Oh, yeah!
In order to get the edge over fish, you need to make sure you're using tackle designed for the specific species you're after. Berkley soft baits are designed for the sole purpose of helping you catch more fish. They offer a wide variety of highly effective choices, from pro-designed bass baits all the way to scientifically engineered baits with scent and flavor technology that encourages fish to strike and hold on longer. Berkley innovation, together with professional bass angler experience, has created a new series of baits called Havoc that anglers, and especially bass, have never seen. These unique soft baits are designed with specific shapes, actions, and colors that will give you the edge to catch more fish and release your inner pro. Check out the Bobby Lane designed grass pig. The shape of the grass pig allows you to fish this bait as slow as you want and still have that irresistible wiggle. The combination of body and tail design, along with the many different ways to fish it, make it a surefire winner. To see more ways to get the edge, check out berkley-fishing.com.
Coming up, more great hunting.
More than a century ago, Browning introduced the autoloading shotgun to the world. Today's Browning Silver continues that tradition with greater reliability, softer felt recoil, better handling, and more features than ever before. The Browning Silver, the autoloading shotgun that does it all. Browning, the best there is.
Think GPS is just for getting you to the lake? Think again. The new iPilot wireless GPS trolling system can hold your boat in place like an electronic anchor, record and retrace productive fishing paths, automatically keep you on any bearing you choose, and take total command of speed and steering. iPilot controls your boat with wireless GPS precision so you can focus on fishing. And it's only from Minn Kota.
Fish are gonna need a new place to hide. Exclusive side imaging from Humminbird. Scan more water faster with 480 feet of side-to-side coverage and see structure detail with amazing picture-like images. Humminbird, simply, clearly, better.
A new age of modern scope technology has arrived. Burris Optics presents the Eliminator. The Eliminator incorporates laser range finding technology with automatic bullet drop compensation calibrated to your rifle and bullet combination. Burris Optics, leading the way in modern scope technology. Burris's new Eliminator rifle scope, changing rifle scopes forever. Just range them and eliminate them.
If your passion is hunting and fishing, get ready to catch this incredible membership offer from fine sponsors of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. Join right now and receive all these great products, including a Shimano reel, the Shimano Sienna 2500, a buck knife, the Silver Creek fishing fillet knife made by Buck Knives, a Coast LED flashlight, a Strike King spinnerbait, a Fox 40 whistle, Berkeley Gulp, Berkeley Power Bait, and Berkeley Trilene. 3 packages of Fish Crisp Original and a special Fish Au Flage Edition Plano Soft Cider Tackle Bag with 3 Plano Stowaway Tackle Containers. Plus, when you join, you get Ontario Out of Doors Magazine, 10 action-packed issues a year, including the Fishing and Hunting Annuals. This special OFAH membership package is a $260 value for only $72.95. Stand up for conservation and show how much you really care about your passion for fishing and hunting with a membership in the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. Call and join today.
Gear up with Canadian Tire.
If you plan on bagging a gobbler this year, it's going to take a lot more than a shotgun and some shells. Turkey are arguably the hardest game to fool, and if you want to be successful, you're going to need lots of tricks up your sleeve. A variety of calls is your best bet. Don't limit yourself to one style. The new heavy metal Illuminator is one of those go-to pots when it's raining. With the aluminum construction, you never have to worry about this pot. It will run rain, sleet, or snow. And then there's the Hatchet box call. It's easier to use than a push button and more realistic. Operate it with 1 or 2 hands to produce realistic turkey talk that peaks at 15,000 hertz. To see more tricks for calling turkey, check out your local Canadian Tire store or visit them online at canadiantire.ca. What an exciting week it's been. We've had 5 days to hunt this farm, and there are birds everywhere. Sure, luck and timing have a lot to do with hunting, but if there's one thing better than both those, it's knowledge. And after a few days of hunting in the same field, I knew where these birds were roosting and decided we would have to set up as close to the trees they were in as possible. To do that, I had Steve sit in the lower field and I set up in the upper field. One last kick at the can. Let's hope we got this right. I know it's been raining. It's very foggy, so the sun's a little late in coming up. I've got a gobbler about 300 yards out in front of me in that tree line, off in the mist. Put it out the window. He's about 25 yards. I gotta take him. He's gonna go to the bottom field. Yes! Yes! What a beautiful bird. Wow, look at that. I'm gonna tag him right here. We had 5 days to hunt on this farm. Today's our last day. We figured out where these birds were roosting, and I set up on the top hill, Steve set up on the bottom hill so that we'd have them. And I think most of the birds dropped to the bottom field this morning down where Steve was, but I don't think they were anywhere he could get them because he didn't get a shot. But this guy snuck in right beside us, and I think he was a little confused because he was going to turn and head back down this field. Now, I got an extra full choke. I shot him at about, I'm going to say 25 or 30 yards. I shot a little low. Look at that tight pattern. I mean, I got him here. There's a bit of blood here, but the majority of the pellets hit him right here in the high chest. His breast's right down here, so I didn't damage any meat. But what a beautiful bird. Beautiful, buddy. Well, the rain's starting to come down. We got this hunt done just in time. Steve's gone to get his gear and we're gonna get out of here. But I just want to reiterate how easy it is to go to the ofah.org website, pick out the landowner agreement form, print it off, take it to a farmer where you know there's birds, and present yourself well, and just be upfront with them, and you can get permission to hunt on farms and get a chance at a bird just like this one. I got to ask you a question. You say you hunt, right? Mm-hmm. Do you notice the turkeys you got rolling around the fields down there?
They're all over the place.
Would you mind if I spent some time in your property and tried taking one?
Yeah, I'm not hunting this year, so someone should get some enjoyment out of it. Have some fun.
Perfect. Remember, if you care about hunting and fishing and want to continue to do it into the future, you should support your local fishing game clubs and organizations like the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters. For Angler and Hunter TV, I'm Mike Miller.
Angler and Hunter Television was brought to you by Canadian Tire, proud sponsor of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Winchester Ammunition, an American legend. Browning Firearms, the best there is. Shimano, technology you can feel. Yamaha ATVs, what kind of Yamaha are you? And Lund Boats, the ultimate fishing experience. Looking for more information on today's show or past episodes? Visit www.ahtv.com. Whether it's watching a fishing or hunting edge online, or looking for other great sites of the Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Visit www.ahtv.com. We'll see you next week. And remember to conserve and protect our great outdoors.